Hey leaders, thank you for leading this Sunday, February 4th. We have just a short series this time. We're starting with pleasing aromas, and then on Family Sunday, Pastor Mark's going to be talking about not pleasing aromas to Jesus, to God. And so this Sunday, we're going to have two comparison passages. The end of the Noah story, which is Genesis, I believe it's 8. Yeah, Genesis 8. And then bumping into the New Testament to 2 Corinthians, talking about initially sacrificial offerings and smell offerings, that kind of stuff. I cannot remember the word at the moment. And then what is the equivalent of that now? And Paul teaches about that in 2 Corinthians. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about smells the entire time. I'm sure that will go super well, and there will be no jokes made at all. They won't be made by me, but I'm certain the children will make them. In the lesson plan, there are a couple of additional resources listed, just because I feel certain it's going to bring up questions all about Noah's Ark. And so one of the resources is a timeline of the time in the Ark. Another one is the previous chapter that is, if he sacrificed the animals, how are they supposed to go forward and be fruitful? And it's because it wasn't just one pair of every kind of animals. So that's in chapter 7. The reference is right there for when that comes up, because it will, not an if. And we will be introing the whole thing with brown paper bags with some things in them for them to smell, for a few kids to smell. Start it off that way. Go into the teaching of those two different passages, discuss it fairly quickly. We are not going to split into age groups this week. We're going to stay all together, and then after I teach everybody, or Nikki teaches everybody together, we're going to split into the two activities. The physical activity is kind of a would you rather, so you're just going to give them a would you rather smell this or smell this, and each time just give them a different spot in the room to run to. So you can have them running to one end of the room and to the other, and the next time have them run side to side or corner to corner, whatever, so that they're moving. And I would have them go fast, fast, fast. Like, we're not sitting here watching everybody. We're not going slow. We're boom, boom, boom. So all of those are different smells. They're different smells. And then you're going to use that link, your discussion time, to talk about, what did God like to smell? What are things that you like to smell and that you don't like to smell? Because one of the things we're discussing from 2 Corinthians is that not everybody thinks Jesus smells good. And he's talking about that in that passage. And so our responsibility is to share Jesus, and then we have no control over whether they choose Jesus or not, whether they think Jesus smells great or Jesus smells nasty. That's not up to us. Our job is to share the Jesus smell. So that's kind of what your discussion will be related to. In the creative room, you can blame this one solely on Nikki, because I promise you I would never have done it. And if you love it, again, give her all of the credit. We bought scented markers. And so we have bookmarks for them to color with scented markers. Looking at Nikki. And they will actually, each kid in both groups will go home with a scented marker as their reminder of, we are to share the smell of Jesus as we go about our life. So scented markers are the thing. So like I said, all things smelly. We will come back together after activity time for communion. We will be doing communion at the end all together, mirroring the adult service in that, because sharing communion together, that time of worship and thanksgiving of Jesus, is an act that creates pleasant aroma to God. So that's what we're doing. So thank you for leading. I think it should be a fun week, and you'll get that lesson shortly. Thanks.